Give me a, hey, who's got the tape? I'm gonna tape this down so it doesn't fall. Yeah. Why would it, it's not normally on a stool. Notre Dame Dons basketball is on the air from the Don Dome in Niles, Illinois. It's the Carmel Corsairs versus the Notre Dame Dons. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Notre Dame basketball. The Bergen Ferrari podcast is back for another episode, and Hank decided to crawl out from hibernation. We haven't seen him in a couple of weeks. He is back from his, 6-week slumber.
Yeah,
pretty good. Yeah.
It feels good to be back. Excited for this game. So, are you ready to get into this?
Well, let's get into it. So first, we're going to start off with some of the conference action that's going on tonight. So if you see on your screen here, obviously the game that we're worried about is Carmel and Notre Dame. But if you also look, we also have Marist and St. Viator going tonight, Marion Central and St. Pat's, and then Marion Catholic and Joliet Catholic are the other conference matchups. So there's a lot going on in the ESCC today, but this is obviously probably the premier matchup going on amongst the 4 games tonight.
Yeah, especially with Carmel and the way they've been playing. I know they've lost a couple games, but, give them credit for playing Marion Catholic and Bennett. Those are probably one of the 2 top teams in the East Suburban Conference. And, going against Notre Dame, they're going to be in a dogfight here at the Don Dome.
They have experience with teams that are a little bit better than them, so I feel like it's going to be a pretty even matchup. It's going to be a close game.
And then we take a look at the conference standings right now. Marion Catholic leading with Bennett a half a game behind. Then comes Notre Dame. They're in at number 3 right now. St. Pat's follows up at number 4, followed by Marist. Carmel Catholic comes in at number 6, 2-2 in the conference. And then they're followed by St. Viator, Nazareth, Joliet Catholic, and Marion Central. So there is some pretty big conference implications here tonight. The Dons lost to St. Pat's a couple of weeks ago in a very tough game. They were down a couple of guys. And then Carmel just got back to 500 by beating Nazareth earlier in the week in a pretty good beatdown. And Carmel's looking to keep that going.
Yeah, and, especially with the East Suburban Conference tournament at the end of the season, this is like big implications right here, and you could definitely see these 2 teams seeing each other again in that tournament.
Yeah, this is where, every game counts, every point counts, this is it right here.
So now let's talk a little bit about the game itself. As Carmel rolls in here, they've got a really good team this year, and it's probably the best team they've had in a couple of years, and they're led by the first guy you see on that roster, senior Bryce Moore. Hank, what do you got on him?
Yeah, Bryce Moore is a great basketball player. He gets to the basket very well, but then his playmaking's also top tier. But also I want to get into Asher Jackson. He's more of a shooter than what Bryce is. So all you Notre Dame fans out there, look out for number 1 and number 3 because they're going to do the heavy load for Carmel tonight.
And then we look at Notre Dame, Caden. They had about 8 guys out during the Wheeling Harbor Classic. It was a little bit rough for them going in there. They actually pulled up 2 sophomores in Jason Fowler and Liam Inglis. And now they come in here tonight. They're back at full strength in terms of being healthy. Guys not sick anymore. They're down 2 starters and Mac and Sonny. But they come in here to this big conference game. They got all those guys back after a 2-2 Wheeling Hardwood Classic. With some big wins against Mather and Glenbard North. And they're looking to do some more damage here tonight after a nice win against Marist.
Yeah, especially with being back to full roster. That's what's great about this team is that throughout the season you've seen that everyone who's on this team can come off the bench and do what they need to do. They can produce on the court, so that's what's great about having a full team back. If they need someone off the bench, you get the job done.
Yeah, and you saw it last night too against Marist, and with a tough road game, Notre Dame went on. It was a dogfight the whole game. A lot of back and forth, a lot of change and momentum. But having everyone back, Sonny, Mac, Rice, Anthony McGee, all those guys, it's a big help for Notre Dame, and so they can get back on track and continue their road to the ESCC tournament.
Yeah, that tournament's definitely going to be fun at the end of the season, and I'm really excited to see how that turns out. We've never had a conference tournament before, and some of those teams are going to end up playing each other twice, which is going to be a very interesting implication because in high school basketball, oftentimes you're not going to play a team multiple times.
Yeah, and I think this is a good idea, and I think this should stay. You can take away a couple non-conference games and do this tournament at the end of the year, even though that you're already going to have your playoffs in this game. You're already going to have your seeding for the IHSA tournament. So just for something where not just the number one team in the conference takes it all, there could be an upset here and there and a Cinderella story, but also momentum into the state tournament.
So we got under about 2 minutes to go, guys, and I don't know, what are you guys thinking tonight? Caden, why don't you go first?
Well, I mean, it's going to be a great game, like I said before. It's going to be close throughout the whole way, like I said earlier, every game counts. Even if it's non-conference, it's the reps that matter. So, both of these teams, coming into this game pretty evenly matched up. Of course, Notre Dame doing a little bit better in conference. They both have enough experience like this to, put up a fight. So it's going to be a close game throughout all 4 quarters.
I think it's going to start out a little slow. It's going to be a defensive battle earlier, and then Notre Dame itself being throughout my years at Notre Dame, second half team really starting to turn it up the second half. I think Notre Dame will pull away. A lot of back and forth action though in the second half. A slow start early. I think Notre Dame wins 46-40.
Okay, it's going to make for a very interesting finish to the game. So with a minute left to go, we're going to send things down to public address announcer Mr. Mike Marisi. We will be back after the starting lineups.
Welcome to Notre Dame. We have everybody rise for a prayer followed by the national anthem. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. Lord Jesus, we welcome your presence here among us. Today we gather together to represent our schools. Share with us your spirit of peace and love for one another. Bless us with the team spirit of goodwill, both for ourselves and the team we face in the games. Help us to be the best we can possibly be, to strive to play fairly and well. We ask this in your name, Lord Jesus. Amen. Notre Dame, pray for us. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. And now our national anthem. We'd like to now introduce the starting lineups for both teams. For the Carmel Corsairs, we have number 1 senior, Frank Moore. Number 3 senior, Esther Jackson. Number 22 junior, James Dwyer. Number 24, sophomore, Josh Stewart. Elliott Jr. And now for our motivating side, number 0 junior, Connor Carmel. Number 1 senior, Matt Ross. Number 3 junior, Bryce Coleman. Number 10 junior, Matt Patoon. And number 12 junior, Sonny Williams. Running the coach by Kevin Kennedy, assisted by Bill Sessenhofer, Mark Eidensbaum, and Justin Taylor.
All right, so we come back. We got the lineups. And I think the biggest surprise that Hank was just talking about right before we went on is Anthony McGee is taking the bench to start the game today, and Jan Kutu getting the start.
Yeah, and I think the reason that is because I think Ant is more of a scorer than what Jan's role is, which is play defense, be a big body in the paint, do all the dirty work, and then you can see Anthony McGee coming off the bench to do some scoring as a 6-man role.
Yeah, we saw this in the St. Pat's game, where Bryce Coleman was out and Stefan Cisic was in, so maybe it was strategy like we thought last game, but...
So we're going to redo that. This guy's just whiffed at it. We'll try that again. That was... Great start, guys.
Yep, and
Here we go. All right. So here's our guy, Bryce Moore. That's the guy to watch, number 1 for the Corsairs. He's been all over things for them as Nolchik will put it up and missing. Mac Ross rebounding.
And something for Notre Dame on the offensive end, they're going to need a lot more scorers besides Bryce and Sonny. Number 12 and number 3 for all the Carmel fans out there.
Mac Ross will get that one off the back of the rim, and Asher Jackson will bring it up. Kicks to Moore, will take a 3-pointer that's off the edge, and James Dwyer will put it back in, and Carmel strikes first tonight.
And here comes the full court press from Carmel, trying to pick up the game a little bit.
You see a lot of that man coverage coming in for this Corsair defense, trying to make sure everybody's protected, including inside the paint, not trying to give up a lot of points. Probably one of their biggest surprise wins of the season, Hank, was coming in that CCL ESCC shootout as we get a foul called here on Nolchik. Was against St. Rita a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, and that's a huge win, especially the 2 best Catholic leagues in Illinois, and Notre Dame didn't come away with that win against Ignatius, but Carmel, that's a good feeling for them.
Travel called on Bryce Coleman, so that will be going back to the Corsairs. And up comes Josh Stewart.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Andy does this game, especially against St. Pat's, just because that was a memorable game. They started off kind of slow, and that might have been what cost them the game. So I want to see what they can do here to get off to a quicker start and come back and take a lead.
Stewart will give it back to Norwich. That's gonna be a fun name to say all night.
Yeah, and he's a big anchor for the Crusaders, and
Corsairs.
My bad.
How dare you? As Kutu rebounds after the tip from Coleman. We were talking about it before the game, how Carmel played Marian Catholic, and Marian Catholic has a surprising record considering their talent. One of those games that they had played in that they felt was against Brother Rice, says Mac Ross. Will Berry from 3 puts the Dons on the board. It took a little over 2 minutes for them to get on the scoreboard, but they finally got there as Mac Ross puts it in from the wing. And that will fall for Moore.
Yeah, as expected, slow start, but, Mac Ross getting Notre Dame on the board. That's someone who's got to contribute a little bit on the scoreboard a little bit, especially with Sonny and Bryce doing a lot of work. Mac's done a great job on the defensive end, but hopefully you can see number 1 contribute on the offensive end too.
Kutu tried to kick out to Moselle, but was tipped out by Bryce Moore, so Ross will inbound, finds Moselle.
Oh, great. That's a great inbound
foul called. We're going to tag Moore for that.
All the ND teams like to do that, on an inbound under the basket. They'll get it in really quickly, almost catch the other team off guard. It worked there perfectly, but a foul going up. So
I didn't get to see who set that screen right there, but that was a beautiful screen, solidifying the defender off Connor Moselle, and Moselle gets 2 free throws.
Moselle will hit that first one, ties the game up at 4 apiece with 5:26 to go here in the first quarter. And guys, one of the things we didn't talk about in the open, but I think is pretty prevalent to those watching at home tonight, there's not a lot of people here.
Yeah, and
Moselle hits them both.
It makes home games not much of an advantage, especially with the Don bullpen not being here. That's pretty much like another man on the court with all the noise they'll be making.
Stewart at the top will kick to Naljic. And we're going to get a foul on Sonny. He's not very pleased about that one. Moore will inbound.
Yeah, Coach Clancy doesn't like that unnecessary foul from Sonny because he knows he can't get into foul trouble, especially in games like these.
No, sir. Jackson will miss from 3. Kutu rebounds in some trouble, but gets out of it.
Oh, great pass.
Here's Ross in transition. Williams puts it away. Wow, look out.
Great pass by Mac Ross, keeping his eyes up the floor and delivering a nice outlet pass to Sonny.
And that man defense does some good work, and we're going to get a foul on Williams again. And they actually called that on Coleman, but I think they meant to call that one on Sonny.
Yeah, I think. No, it's offensive foul, actually.
Oh, okay.
that was confusing.
I got confused too.
Yeah,
because by the look of Coach Halloran down there on the sideline, it looked like that it was a foul on the Dons.
Yeah, and he pointed at Sonny Williams, by the way, too. I'm pretty sure.
That was a little odd. No matter. The Corsairs now up to 3 fouls already.
Oh,
playing a little dirty. Ross will dish to Kutu from the corner, and that one will don't foul. Have a little too much on it. And a little too much mustard on that pass from James Dwyer. Naljic couldn't handle it, and it will be Don's ball.
Both teams are getting up the floor really quickly. Not really much of a half-court game so far, but if the Dons keep it in the half-court, they could be pulling away soon.
And foul will be called on Josh Stewart. Caden, it's been a very physical game to start this thing off for the Corsairs, already up to 4 fouls.
I mean, yeah, it's been like that almost every game of the season. We've seen so far, high schoolers just like to go at it, do everything they can to get the ball. So they're always high foul games. We always see that. So here comes a 3.
Wow. Sonny Williams. And that's one guy for the Corsairs that you don't want to get hot. Sonny Williams already with 5 points.
Yep, impact player of the game right there.
A big 2 in transition, and then a nice 3 there from Sonny Williams to extend the lead to 6. As Jackson now will kick over to Dwyer in the corner, goes for 3 off to the right, and Kutu rebounding.
Notre Dame doing a great job defensively.
Coleman tries to deke out, but that one's not going to go for as Stewart with the rebound. Little off to the right on that 3-pointer from Bryce Coleman. Bryce Moore will go from the free throw line, and he can't hit. Coleman rebounding. And here he comes, trying to go coast to coast. Gets fouled.
He's doing a little too much right there. He can't be frustrated on the missed shot. But, especially when you got a 6-point lead, and I know the players aren't really thinking this, but, you can slow the ball game down, and you eventually get that chance to get the ball. Let the game come to you.
So we got our first quarter mass timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. We'll be back in 30 seconds. And welcome back as we continue here.
It looks like Notre Dame's going to go with a 1-3-1 to start. We saw this a little bit in the Marist game late towards the end.
Yeah, I like to see that, switching it up, with the 6-point lead, they need to find a way to keep the momentum going, and, this might be the way.
Bryce Moore will kick over to Jackson, back to Moore. Moving it around a little bit. Now finds Jackson in the corner. He'll go for three and splash. Asher Jackson.
Yep, there's the scouting report right there. Number 3 likes to shoot the ball. And that was a good contest by Mac Ross. Just a close inch away from getting that block.
Ross will put it up. Can't get it. Kutu will put it back up. He can't get it either, and a foul called. And shots coming for Jan.
Yanka too right now is playing some good minutes, especially in his starter role right now. Something that's really going to help Notre Dame in the future.
Yeah, and we see Carmel up to 5 fouls already, so it's not even the end of the first quarter yet, and they're already in foul trouble as a team.
So one thing we do want to talk about is we have a new ticketing site for Notre Dame. It's called GoFan. So this is how you can get all of your tickets for our upcoming Notre Dame events. That includes sporting events, theater performances, basically anything that's going on where you have to purchase tickets. This is where you get it. So you go to bit.ly.com, you go to bit.ly/NDCP-TICS. Tickets are not going to be sold at the door for these events. You have to purchase them online. Again, that's bit.ly/NDCP-TICS. As Bryce Moore with a three-pointer to make it a 1-point game.
Oh, that's a foul, yep.
I was going to say, a bit of a reach there.
Getting a little physical now. Up to 6 fouls.
Yeah, one more.
Carmel, one more. They're in the bonus. That happened quick.
And especially a team that likes to attack the basket or drive and pass, then it's not a good sign for Carmel right now. Mac Ross, Sonny Williams, 2 really good guys that can go to the basket.
Ozell in the corner. He'll kick out to Anthony McGee, who checks in. Also got Stefan Cicic, who's in now as well.
I was about to say, he has that advantage right now.
Williams with a little jumper. Can't hit it. Cicic not able to handle a couple of bobbles, but can't put it in. AJ Ayaga got that one away, and Ron Del Carmen now with the ball. And that's going back the other way. You get it on Bryce Moore.
Coach Ryan doesn't really like that because you can see Notre Dame kind of moving on their screens too, and he kind of wants it on the other end.
So Notre Dame is in the bonus now, and we're not even out of the first quarter yet.
Just under a minute 30 in the first quarter.
So that's a dangerous game that these Corsairs are playing, and they're down by 1 already. Sonny Williams will kick to Mac Ross, back to Williams at the top. Ross will float.
There you go, back him down.
Cheatrick trying to play bully, puts it up. But can't put it in.
Yeah, that's a good shot for Stefan. That's what you need out of him.
It's a great move. He saw the mismatch, took advantage.
Great move there by Asher Jackson, and the Corsairs take the lead 12-11 in the closing minute. What a move by Asher Jackson, my goodness.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame, since there's no shot clock, they should hold it for the last shot right here, and I think that's what Coach Planty might want to do right now.
That's what it's going to be. It sounds like there's 2,000 people in this gym right now, but there's only about 150 altogether. Ross will count it down with 20 seconds.
I say you go when there's 15 seconds left.
That's what he's doing, watching that clock. He's going to drive, kicks to Williams. There you go. That's look out! Sonny Williams explodes in, and a foul called with 0.7 left.
It's technically a good foul, so they can't really get off a shot here.
No, it's going to be hard to do that with 7 tenths left.
Yeah, I mean, that far away from the basket. But, they have plenty of fouls to give for Notre Dame, so it's technically a smart play.
So they get it on McGee. Oh, Stefan! Get that away! Stefan Cheatrick with an electric end in the first quarter. We'll be back in a minute. And we're back here at the Don Dome, an electric end to that first quarter with Stefan Cheatrick putting an electric block down on Nuke Naljic. And it's 13-12 after 1.
Yeah, but also give credit to Sonny Williams on that drive. I'm surprised there wasn't a foul with the body contact, but Sonny taking it to the hole and putting 2 up for Notre Dame to take the lead after the first quarter.
Yeah, I feel like for the rest of the quarter, there's going to be a lot more drives, since Carmel's already at 7 fouls. They're going to take advantage of that and, try to draw as many more fouls as they can. That's the easiest way to do that is by driving to the hoop.
So it's going to be Sonny Williams to get it started here for the Dons. McGee will give over to Cheatrick. And McGee will move around a little bit. Playing foul the leader. That's a travel. And they get Bryce on a travel. And Zach Ryan wanted that bad. The Carmel head coach got the travel he was looking for. And here comes Josh Stewart.
Here comes the elevator doors right here from Carmel. Yep. Good defense right there from Notre Dame.
Missed.
Yeah, that's a mismatch right there.
Cheatrick in the paint. Needs to do something with it. And not a great shot there from Stefan. Looked like he held on to it a little too late.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great opportunity. It's an open shot, and, this Notre Dame coaching staff needs Stefan to make those, especially with his height.
Can Williams save it? And they almost did. It was a good throw back in by Sonny Williams, but Anthony McGee not able to hold on to it. Chichik will check out, and Sherrod Dent will enter in. He's had a couple of nice games for the Dons. He had a huge Wheeling Harvard Classic, Aiden.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, the one thing I was thinking of is that I wouldn't be surprised to see a timeout from ND here soon if they, get another turnover. Or if that keeps happening.
Oh, look out! Caleb Jackson puts it down from 3. And the Corsairs now lead by 2. Caleb Jackson, not the tallest kid. He's only a sophomore. But he can sure play like a senior. McGee finds Williams.
Yeah, Notre Dame needs to get something going offensively.
And a foul called on Sonny.
There's Coach Ryan's moving screen right there. He was looking for that the whole game.
Excuse me, they got that one on Sherrod Dent.
Something I've seen over the past couple of games from Notre Dame is that they get into these scoring droughts, and when you get into these scoring droughts, especially in close games, it's not going to end up well for you, but they always seem to find a way to come back. We saw it in Marist when they had a nice lead, and then they just couldn't score for 3 minutes.
And that one will be out of bounds.
Yeah,
Asher Jackson.
Sorry, usually those scoring droughts that you mentioned, Hank, start off with turnovers like we see here. There's been 2 or 3 turnovers in a row, so they just got to make sure they limit those and then score here, and then that'll put them back in the game.
Corsairs will take it back. And here comes Stewart once more. Driving in is Ayaga, missed, and a foul called on Moselle in the paint, and it's going to be 2 shots for AJ Ayaga.
I don't know about that. That's a very close call. There wasn't a whole lot of contact, and Connor Moselle kind of got to the spot before Bryce Moore took off. So that's a very interesting call, I say, for my referee.
First, the free throw was a little too much on it.
Sorry, my fault. From AJ Ajaga, I said Bryce Moore.
Oh.
I'm getting the rust off, Dan.
Been a while.
It's been a while. Last time I spoke was football season, so.
You haven't called a basketball game since March.
Gosh.
Last year. The Maine South game.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Speaking of football, as Dent misses, tries to put it back up, and will get a foul. Sherrod Dent will go to the line. I saw one of the guys for Carmel pull on Sonny Williams. Maybe a holding penalty would have been thrown there if we were playing football.
Oh, yeah. No, I saw the grab of the jersey right there. But, I would say they're letting them play, but Carmel has 8 fouls.
Yeah.
So
Don's got 5 too. They're starting to climb as well as Sherrod will hit his first.
I mean, it's been a back and forth game, I must say, but it's all about who's going to pull away first, and the team that pulls away first gets that 8-point lead is probably going to take this thing home.
Yep. Asher Jackson will kick on over to Josh Stewart. Here comes Caleb Jackson. Caleb is number 10. Asher is number 3. Stewart gets a null kick. That's blocked, and they're going to get a foul on Sherrod.
Yeah, I think they're going to get him on the body right there.
He's not happy about that one. Let's see it with the look on his face. Nalawak will miss his first.
Carmel's not really capitalizing on their free throws right now. I think they're shooting. What are they? Like 2 for 4?
Yeah.
This quarter?
I think so. Yeah. Now will miss the second one, and I think those sophomores hanging out in the bleachers are contributing a little bit. Jason Fowler making some noise. Maybe we'll see what that does. Almost got a double dribble there on Moselle. That's a miss from Coleman.
Yeah, Carmel's had a couple opportunities off of free throws and just open shots that they've missed. So
ring around the rosy here for the Corsairs. Jackson with some tight pressure. We're going to get a foul here. That one's going to be on Sonny. He's not happy about that.
Yeah, the refs are kind of calling just, light fouls. They might not be a foul in the players' eyes, but the refs are calling it, so, they need
so much for letting them play.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, they're going to go into the bonus here. So Carmel is going to start shooting free throws from here on out with 4 minutes and 17 seconds left.
17-14 with 4:17 left to go here in the half. Jace Fletcher has checked in. Sonny Williams heads out. Jace has been getting some good playing time here this year.
Yeah, and the reason why he's getting the minutes is because he can shoot the lights out, and he's a great player to have, and defensively with his length, he's awesome.
Fletcher's in some trouble already, getting some full court press in here, and that goes off of the leg of Josh Stewart and into the crowd. At least the crowd that we've got here tonight.
Still a pretty big turnout, even for.
It's not bad, yeah. The cap was 4 fans per player, and there's fans that looks like from both sides here tonight.
You also got to add on the sophomore parents too.
Yeah. Looks like some of them stick around. Ross tried to feed underneath. And that's going to be out of bounds on Stewart, it looks like. And the initial call was Carmel ball, but now we're going to go into our mass timeout. But before we do that, we do want to let you know that coming up tomorrow are make-up entrance exams for prospective 8th graders. If you have not yet taken an entrance exam at any Catholic high school, there is still an opportunity for you to do so here at Notre Dame. All you have to do is go to ndons.org/register to register for the entrance exam tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. There are still spots available. So, if you still have not taken that entrance exam and you want to go to Catholic school next year and you're an 8th grader, register here at Notre Dame. We'll be back in 30 seconds. We come back, 3:49 left to go here in the second quarter. Corsairs leading by 4. And it'll be Notre Dame ball to start off. All the down starters are in, except Sonny Williams. Jace Fletcher's in for him. Ross tries a little floater to Jace. And somehow Mac Ross magically got himself all the way up to the top of the key.
Yeah, we've seen a scoring jump from ND, as Hank said, so we need to see something here if they want to get back.
1 point this entire quarter. Playing a little pinball now. Caleb Jackson from the corner. Dishes in the middle of Nalwick. Body there by Ajaga. That one does not fall. Nalwick with the initial miss, and then Ajaga tried to put it back, but nothing there. And we get a whistle and a foul on Moselle. So that's going to bring up a 1-1.
I think that shouldn't be a 1-1. It should be an offensive foul. Yep, it'll be an offensive foul because he didn't get it for the moving screen. He held him on the screen. So no free throws for Carmel.
So the refs negate their own decision. That's why they're called officials. They can change things. Just don't make the game about yourself, please. No one likes it when you do that. Caleb Jackson will set with the ball. Gives it off to his brother, Asher. Tight coverage. Gets double teamed. Ross stole it. But it's going to be out of bounds on the Dons. That's the right call there. It landed just on the line. And Coleman will check out for Chichik.
That's the effort the Dons need right now. They need some energy, a little spark right here to come back from a 4-point deficit.
And a scoring drought altogether where they've only scored one this entire quarter.
Ross
gets another one. And a timeout called by the Dons. A great timeout called by Coach Clancy. We'll head into break as well. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Here we go, as Caden says, he'll be fine. What's Caden going to be fine for? Tweet at us at @MediaCrew_NDCP, and you can figure out what's Caden going to be fine for. I guess we'll never figure out.
We'll put a poll up at halftime.
Yeah. Moselle to Kutu. And that's one of the interesting things here is that you can't always hear everybody. As Moselle, a little too much on it, and Kutu not able to put it down. It's hard calling games with masks on. We've had a little experience with it. We did it last year. It went okay. I certainly don't prefer it, but it is what it is. And that is out of bounds on the Dons.
That was a close one. So it looked like, Indy blocked it from the pass, but then it looked like it bounced off one of the Carmel players to go out of bounds. I don't know. Could have went either way, of course, but it just seemed like there was a chance that it could have been Notre Dame's ball.
Oh, there you go.
And Kutu can't keep it in again. So battle on the baselines, as it turns out. And
a broken mask.
Yeah, that happens.
Let's see if Anthony McGee, there you go. That's where he's got to stand. At first he didn't stand in the middle of the play. He's got to protect that basket.
And he did just that as Ajaga now will kick out. Stewart try to flip it up. Can't do it. And we got a car pile up. It's a jump ball, and it's going to be Carmel ball. Possession arrow goes to them. We had a crash.
Yeah, so far this game has been very, very physical. Refs making the calls, players getting on the floor.
Players not liking the calls all the time.
No, of course not.
16 fouls called already in this one.
Well, don't forget about the offensive fouls. 16 defensive fouls called.
Yeah.
A couple moving screens from each team.
Ross tries to get it up in transition, and it's stolen away. Asher Jackson gets up on Jan Kutu. He puts one up in transition and airballs it. Nice save by Stewart. And I think we're going to get another jump ball here. That's going to be possession Dons. So the possession arrow gives the Dons the ball.
That ball didn't go anywhere from Asher Jackson. It looked like he kind of got it stuck in his hand and was just flat. And I don't even think it touched the net either.
Mac Ross calling up the Warrior plays. You might have heard it.
You know, if I'm Carmel right now, I'm really in a good situation. Notre Dame has only scored 1 point this quarter, and you got a minute left. Taking the lead in halftime against Notre Dame is huge, especially on the road.
And especially considering how the game started off with the Dons getting hot early. They've really only scored 4 points since the halfway point of the first quarter. And a foul called. And they got Chichik. So that's 9 now for the Dons.
Yeah, one thing I'm saying is the Dons need to rebound better, you know. I think there were like 2 or 3 Dons in the paint there, and then one player from Carmel, you know, the Carmel player got the rebound, so, you know, they need to start grabbing the boards if they want to get back, if they want to score.
Take it down there.
Yeah, right now Carmel extending that lead. And, you know, offensively, Notre Dame has been struggling without Sonny Williams on the court.
And in foul trouble.
We saw it yesterday when he came out of Marist with that head injury, and Notre Dame just could not get the ball in the basket. You know, and Notre Dame being a defensive team, when your leading scorer is out, it's not a good sign.
It looks like the Dons are going to hold it again. Hank, I don't know about you, but I don't feel like that's the wisest decision being down 5 on your home court.
I mean, you could go 2 for 1 unless I'm guessing Carmel would hold it down anyways because there's no shot clock. But, you know, Notre Dame's going to be down at the half, so we're going to need some big halftime adjustments, especially on that offensive side.
Take your losses and try and cut down the deficit. Looks like is the go-to move for the Dons here. 7 seconds. Kutu back to Ross. They got to get a shot off with 3 left. And now a foul called against the Corsairs. So free throws coming as Stewart gets called for a foul.
You usually don't see those calls, you know, this late into the first half. You know, when it's under 10 seconds like that, the rest will usually kind of just let, you know, anything go unless, of course, it's a, you know, a really obvious foul. But on stuff like that, you know, they usually let it go.
So Ross will get free throws, makes the first one, and with it being a 1-1, he'll get another chance to put the Dons down only by 3 going into halftime. And he gets them both. So that's a little more of a sigh of relief for the Dons, but Stewart's going to try and make something happen. Gets it off. But it's no good, so we're going to head into halftime with the Corsairs leading 19-16. But coming up, the ND Varsity cheer team's got a little something. We'll be back with a couple minutes before third quarter. We're back with just about 3 minutes to go until the half is over, and that was a pretty good defensive half altogether from both sides. Didn't even score 40 points altogether.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just dapping up Coach Z right there. But something that Notre Dame has not done the second quarter was score the ball. And when you don't score a basket, meaning shoot a 2 or a 3, not free throws, Notre Dame didn't make a basket the second quarter. So credit Carmel for doing a great job on the defensive side. But again, if you're Carmel, you think that you could pull away right there. I mean, that was a very defensive first half. I expect it to break loose, and especially with Sonny Williams coming back now from foul trouble, Notre Dame's going to start getting some momentum and get the offense rolling again.
Yeah, they need to start this half off quick, Down 3, what was that? Only a couple points. What was it, 2 points?
I think 2 points,
2 points in the whole second quarter, so, they need to come out scoring right off the bat, playing good defense. Make sure they're not fouling when they're on defense, but, getting steals and forcing turnovers. And that's another thing. They need to limit turnovers on their offensive end, because that's probably why they didn't score as much. It's almost like every possession they had was a turnover. So as long as they can limit their turnovers and, come out the half quick and, with momentum, they're going to just keep scoring, keep getting the ball back, and they're probably going to win this game.
That's kind of been the story of the season for the Dons. When they're playing these better teams that, they do a lot better at their game. They're playing against really good competition. They get on scoring drives, and that has happened a lot this year for them, and that's not something that this team is really accustomed to. And this is just me, and you guys might feel the same way, but I still feel like that these guys are still recovering from the post-Sales D'Amico and Lesmond era a little bit.
Yeah, and, especially when you had Anthony McGee, who played a little bit, Mac Ross didn't really play a whole lot last year because of his injury. The only guy really you had was Sonny that was playing the majority with these guys, and now transforming over to now when you don't have those big three, the offense is going to be a whole lot different. Defensively you're not going to be as long, and you're not going to be able to trap as much. And something that Notre Dame's going to have to do is, like they have, you've seen the example of Mac Ross, is you got to play scrappy, and especially when you don't have the height and teams are bigger than you, you're going to have to play quick, and you're going to have to get the ball up the court and play some tight defense against these bigger teams. Yeah,
going back to what Danny said, last time I saw, Sales and Lesmond play, in person, I was in 8th grade, so, I went to go see them play. I remember it, the 2019 St. Pat's ND varsity basketball game, and it was great, to watch those guys play, and to see how ND's playing now, it's almost like they're, trying to get back into that groove of, how great a season that was.
As we get back underway here with Carmel starting with the ball, I kind of felt like that it was going to be kind of interesting to see them come back from it, because D'Amico and Sales were starters in this program as Sonny with the steal and a foul called.
Whoa. No way. And Sonny's going to have to come out again. That's going to be his 3rd foul. Wow, I don't know about that.
Ooh.
Asher Jackson kind of grabbing the jersey of number 12, and that gets Sonny Williams fired up. I'm worried that if he gets another foul, he
might be done.
Yeah. He's going to have 4, so he's going to have to sit the whole 3rd quarter.
So going off of what I was saying is, D'Amico and Sales have been starters on this team for 4 solid years, and Bergstrom and Murphy had played as starters for a good while too. Frank Lynch got a lot of good time as well, as that's a miss there from Stewart. This team had a lot of 2021 leadership in it for a long time, and I feel like that this team is now just starting to figure out, this is the post-mortem life without the big three, Frank Lynch, and all of the contributors.
Yeah.
And even like Colin Kovac and Jake DeFranza, huge contributors on those teams as well.
And, especially having guys like Jan and Bryce, they weren't even on the team last year. Jan was on the team. They're just 3 from Sonny Williams.
Look out.
That's what you need.
Don't let him get hot.
And, something like Jan didn't play at all last year, and Bryce is his first year here. So, having that, you have new guys coming in, and, you got to find a way to gel and practice, and that's what Notre Dame has been doing all summer and part of the fall, too.
This is probably going to be one of the longest seasons ever for this team. I mean, yeah, you're right. They started practicing in the summer and then had the summer shootouts. These guys played with their travel teams over the summer. It's been a long year for these guys. Three-pointer is good from Josh Stewart.
And that's great defense. You can live with that shot all day. If Carmel's going to keep shooting step backs like that, then some of them aren't going to fall, and that's a blocking foul that was not called right there.
Mosell's turn. He misses. Coleman with the rebound, and he will be fouled and will step to the stripe.
Good job from Bryce right there, using that body. And, he struggled early in the game, a couple turnovers here and there. But, this is what his best game is, getting in there, getting a rebound, go get the ball, do it yourself. The game will come to you, young fella, and when your back's to the basket, you get the ball, that's your game. You control your game.
Stewart's shot was a two-pointer. It was pretty close to the arc. Now Coleman will try and tie things up here at 21 apiece. And it's now tied up. One of the other things, too, as we continue to go down memory lane is that the Dons are playing a lot of high-scoring games through the years of having the big three here and the supporting cast. Now not so much. They're playing a lot more of a defensive type of basketball. It's a smaller group collectively, and they've really had to rebrand the entire way they play the game.
Yeah, you see them right now, the pack in the paint. You see Connor Moselle and Bryce right there.
Bryce tries to body, and Moselle gets up.
There, good pass, Sonny Williams. Good pass right there.
Kutu will get shots. Blocking foul called.
Credit Jan and Bryce running the floor, the two big guys. That's awesome to see.
Dons will have a chance to get back on top, and Caden, it's kind of been the big man's game tonight. Jan, Bryce, and Nalwa kind of running the show.
Yeah, I was actually just about to comment on that. I feel like throughout this whole second half, we're going to see them turn up the intensity a lot in the paint. These refs are calling pretty light fouls. So, if they could just get to the paint and, try to even draw the slightest foul, there's a good chance the refs are going to call it. And they'll be getting to the free throw line a lot more often. So I think that we'll see them turn up the intensity a lot this second half.
Jan goes 0 for 2. Pretty rare for him that happens. Nawak tries to put up, misses the first try, and Coleman comes away with it. Coach Clancy looking for, looks like a foul there.
He could have called over the backdoor reach right there.
Williams for 3, little short, but Kutu comes over the rebound, gets quadruple teamed. Moselle had an open chance, but bobbled the pass. Now we'll go up for a nice layup.
Right there, taking it to the paint. That's what we like to see.
Connor Moselle cuts the paint in half and gives the Dons their first lead since early in the first quarter. It's 23-21 with 4:30 to play here in the third. Three-point try is missed by Asher Jackson. Moselle getting the rebound, and here comes Sonny once again. Drives up. He's got yellow all over him. Finds Kutsu on the wing. Kicks back out to Sonny on the key.
Yeah, if they can score here, it's definitely a momentum shift. They'll have it.
You got to slow the game down, get a good shot. Don't try to force anything.
Yeah.
Ross backs off. Now we'll kick back out to Bryce Coleman. And misses his shot.
That's Bryce's shot, though, that top of the key. He really likes to shoot from there.
Three-point try from Bryce Moore, and he will miss. Bryce Moore We haven't talked about him a lot today. He's kind of had a bit of a quiet game as Coleman flips it up. He misses. Kutu with the rebound, and he'll put it in.
Jan's been playing some really good minutes this game. This is a standout player right now, especially filling in for that starting role. Jan's been playing amazing.
And getting this gym riled up. That bench for the Dons getting riled up. JT, Jonathan Taki, probably the biggest cheerleader on that bench that the Dons have. He's upstanding. Give that guy some credit. That's a miss from Jackson. Dwyer misses. And Williams loses control of the ball, but it will go to the Dons. And, you know, Hank, we don't talk about Jonathan Taki enough. You know, the transfer coming in from Maine South, as a timeout will be called, but we'll stick around. Jonathan Taki doesn't get enough attention. He can't play this year because he's not eligible to play due to the transfer rules. But he's probably one of the biggest supporters of this Dons team coming from the bench.
Oh yeah, and you know, I would love to see him play, man. You know, it sucks that I can't see him play, but he's gonna, if he's not gonna be on the court, he's gonna be the #1 cheerleader, man. And you know, that's someone you want on your team, someone that brings the energy every day, and a guy that can support you every day. It's awesome, and especially with a lot of new faces, he fit right in with these guys.
You know, JT's one of my favorite guys to watch on the bench. He's always up. He's always clapping. He's always smiling. You had to take a happiness. And look at, you might be able to see him right now putting his arms around Rory Robbins and Jace Fletcher. He's really taken in this program coming in from Maine South. And he's fitting the mold of what this program wants. Mm-hmm. It's been awesome.
And, you know, for Notre Dame fans, you're going to get to see him next year. And I tell you what, he loves to compete. You know, I had a class with him, and you know, he tries to do his best every time. And you know, that's a guy that's going to put forth 100% effort in everything he does.
So Stefan Cicic will check back in for the Dons, as Coleman will go and catch a breath. Mac Ross will send it in after the Sonny slip-up. And Mac will find Sonny. Dons lead by 4. It's their second largest margin of the night. Ross will kick back out. Little pitch and catch. Now finds Sonny. Drives. Ross.
That's a Mac Ross shot right there.
Taylor made for #1. And the lead is now 6 for the Dons. Jackson loses control.
Slow the game down, get a good shot, don't force it.
Sonny reverses, misses.
Good rebound, Jan.
And Jan's been a monster in the paint tonight.
You know what, his stats may not pop out, but guess what? He's guarding Bryce Moore on the other end, and his rebounds in key situations, going to the basket, doing the dirty work for Notre Dame right now.
Moselle loses control of it. Then Stewart lost control of it again. But Carmel now needs to slow things down a little bit after letting the Dons get on a run. And a timeout's going to be called by the Corsairs. We'll go off with them. The Dons lead by 6 with 1:50 to go in the third. We come back from break. Dons leading 27-21 with 1:50 to go here in the third. And Hank said this in our open today. Dons have been a second half team, and boy have they shown it, scoring 11 points already.
Mm-hmm. Now that Sonny's checked out right now, I'm interested to see how Notre Dame's going to be on the offensive side.
And a foul called on Ross. It's a 3-shot foul
Yeah,
for Asher Jackson.
I do think that is a good call. You know, a lot of these calls have been kind of like 50-50, could have gone either way, but that one was pretty evident that, you know, he got him going up.
So Asher Jackson will have a chance to cut into this lead a little bit. Hits the first. Cuts it down to 5. And there's number 2 for Asher Jackson. Jackson will hit all 3.
And here comes the trap.
Don's got to find a way out. Ross will get it out to McGee, and they do. McGee feeds Chichik and can't put it in. Went in and around the glass. And the Corsairs will have it with 80 seconds to go.
Yeah, even with the full court press, you know, Dons need to find a way to get around it because, you know, they need to find easy shots. They can't go in another scoring drought.
And they get the charge. Mac Ross wins an Emmy for Best Charging Act. And the Dons get the ball back.
Mac has been looking for that all game. He's been getting pushed off all game. And, I mean, the way he's been playing defensively, he's having an outstanding game besides that one foul. And offensively, that's something you like to see from him scoring the basketball.
Get that man his trophy. That's an award-winning if I've ever seen one. Moselle from the wing. Will kick back. More kicking. Chichik.
That's
a little floater. Beautiful.
Go to
Beautiful
work,
shot.
big fella. Go to work.
Yeah, we saw that earlier in the game too, so he clearly likes that's his go-to shot.
The 6'10 sophomore playing bully ball in the paint. And you got a 4-on-4 now. Mac Ross and AJ Ajaga jawing a little bit there after a collision on the other end of the floor.
Yeah, a lot less fouls this third
so
quarter.
far, yeah. And we get a whistle. Wow. Oh. I didn't catch that. What was that?
It might have been 3 seconds in the paint. I'm not sure though.
Well, guess we'll never know. Carmel's trying to let some clock stay on their side. Moore loses control, and it's staying with the Corsairs. Ross was last to touch, and Carmel will have 3 seconds to get a shot off. Maybe Asher Jackson calling for a lob.
Coach Clancy wants a charge right there, or Notre Dame ball, because I don't think it went off Mac Ross.
I don't think so either. Nowak.
Hands up.
Gets it away.
There you go.
And cannot put it in. So the Dons have a 5-point lead going into the fourth quarter. 8 minutes left. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be an exciting finish. We come back from break. 8 minutes left to play, and it's been quite an exciting one here this evening.
Yeah, and the rivalry from Notre Dame and Carmel Catholic, you love to see it. First half, we had a lot of fouls called, a lot of turnovers, a little sloppy. It was only 19-17.
1916.
Sorry about that. It was 19-16 at the first half, and like I said, it wasn't really a slow start. It was just an offensive struggle as both teams just kept going up and down the court. But now I think both teams are fully back, and hopefully you can see an offensive fourth quarter right here.
So the Dons outscored the Corsairs by 13-5 in that third quarter, so they really got going on offense.
There you go.
Stefan Cicic making it look easy.
Use that height and use that build, Stefan.
Asher Jackson will get fouled on his way up. That one's going to get called up against Anthony McGee.
And right now, Anthony McGee's taking the role of Mac Ross guarding Asher. And Asher has been really going to the basket a lot more than shooting the ball, like we said before the game, trying to get those fouls called, as he's a terrific free throw shooter.
Jackson trying to go 2 for 2, and that one rims out.
Jinxed him.
So the Dons will have a 6-point lead going into this offensive possession. Sonny Williams will kick over to Anthony McGee. Gives it to Cicic in the paint, triple teamed. And we'll throw it around the arc a little more. Nice step in by McGee. Tried to kick it away, but Bryce Moore with the steal. Going coast to coast and gets fouled on his way up.
Anthony tried to go to Stefan on that. He had the big man wide open, but good help defense from Carmel to solidify the edge and get the steal, and right now they're shooting 2 free throws.
And we haven't talked about Bryce Moore a lot tonight. He's been kept relatively quiet on the offensive side of the ball tonight. Don's been playing good defense against him.
Yeah, and you know what Notre Dame does now that they're a little smaller, you would think they'll be up in the defense, which would create lanes for Carmel because they're playing so tight, but Notre Dame has always played a packed defense, similar kind of to Loyola, but not so much as Loyola, if you know what I'm saying. Like, they're packed in the paint. They don't want teams to drive on them. They'll live with you trying to shoot the lights out.
Here comes Mac Ross, who was guarded heavily by Caleb Jackson, a young sophomore who's had a couple nice three-pointers. Williams.
It's a nice move.
Going from 0 to 60 and putting it in for 2.
Yeah, that great hesitation right there from Sonny Williams, and that was just a blow by. See you later.
Asher Jackson trying to use that body up against Mac Ross. Three-pointer is off for Stewart, and Moselle will come away with it. Here comes Williams, slows things down.
There you go. Get a good shot here. Up by 7 with 6 minutes left. Get a good shot. Take that clock away.
You know, the transition game does not necessarily have to be played here as Williams tried to go up again for it, and that's going to be Carmel ball. Coleman was last to touch. To finish that point, you don't necessarily have to play the transition game right now. You have a 7-point lead, you have fouls to give, and you got 6 minutes left on the clock. You can slow things down.
And this is through the Notre Dame system of basketball, and Coach Drass does a terrific job with his sophomore team. When you have a lead, you don't want to try to force anything. Try to get as there's a
Nawak misses. That's a wide open shot and couldn't put it down. Williams in transition. Goes coast to coast. Puts it down. Timeout Notre Dame. Sonny Williams gets the gym electrified, and with 5:40 to go, the Dons lead by 9. We come back after a nice stunt line of backflips. And, despite the bullpen not being here, got to give some love to our favorite stunt groups. They do an awesome job, always doing great work for the school, spending lots of days and nights both at the cheer facility and here in the gym. Yeah, they got lives outside of this too.
Mm-hmm. Remember last year they had to cheer from in their practice facility?
That's right.
Yeah, that was crazy.
We played stuff for them during that time. Mm-hmm. I'll give Tammy Tiliopoulos and Julie Sabatino, the coordinators, I'll give them credit. They made it work, and it came out really, really good for them last year. They had a great season, despite all the struggles and a foul called. Bryce Moore is going to get shots. They get that one on Jan. Wow. With all the struggles that went on last year, they made it work, and they did really good. And they got a lot of opportunities this year with all the sporting events. They had all football season, the state soccer run, and now here in basketball season, they've been traveling a lot too. Give them props. They work just as hard as the players. Mm-hmm. Checking in now is AJ Ajaga, and Caden did have a point to make before we came out of break about Carmel defense.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're going to try to lock it down as much as they can in the paint, try to make sure no easy buckets just from simple layups, and then Sonny goes off and scores 2 buckets after I was about to say that, so kind of lucky I didn't.
And I think that's probably still going to be a plan of attack with the Corsairs down 7, and the Dons really just have been penetrating that paint all night. Moselle will kick out to Mac Ross.
Yep. Notre Dame's in no rush right now. Move the ball, take good shots. You're winning the game. Don't have to force anything.
Kutu loses his handle, and the Corsairs will get it back. And Moselle falls on top of it. And they got a timeout in.
That was probably the fastest I've ever seen Coach Clancy get off his seat. Coach just sat down and he realized Mac Ross and Connor Moselle are on the floor with the ball. So, timeout Notre Dame.
And now it's time to advertise something that's coming up next week. One of the greatest rivalries in girls basketball is happening next Thursday, and we're going to be there for it. Resurrection and Regina Dominican face off from the Hoop House on Talcott. It's been an 8-year winning streak for the Resurrection Bandits. They're trying to keep it going. They've got a good team this year, but so do the Panthers. They're trying to get that title back, as recent teams have just not been able to bring it back up to Wilmette. So we're going to have all that action for you coming from Talcott and Oriole next Thursday at 7 o'clock. It's going to be a good one. We're excited for it.
Are you announcing that game?
I am.
Okay.
It's going to be.
Who do you want to win, Caden? Dan, you can't answer that.
I will not answer.
Who do you want?
Big rivalry game. It's a good question. I'll go with Resurrection.
Is it at Res or at Regina?
It's at Res.
At Res. I'll go with Resurrection.
What do you got, Hank?
They're closer to my house, so.
All right. Caden's going off a location.
Williams for the miss there. Come on, Hank, you got to give me something.
I think it's a charge or nothing, I guess.
Wow.
How is it?
Okay.
How does it stay here?
It's a charge for Notre Dame ball. I don't think I saw anyone block the shot.
Even if that was, I was gonna say, even if that's not a charge, he kind of just threw that up and no one got a tip on it or anything.
I
need
that should be our ball.
I need a Brother Rice replay real quick.
So it looks like it's going to say Carmel bad. I'm still waiting for my prediction from Hank. Who do you got?
Yeah.
It's okay.
No,
Who do you got?
I was so into the game right here. But I think the 8-year streak ends this year.
Okay.
I like Regina to come into res and upset the Bandits.
All right. So we got 1-1.
I gotta cheer for the underdog, man. I always love an underdog.
Panthers will be coming right now. The Panthers sitting at 6-8 overall. The Bandits coming in at 11-5.
Okay.
Into this game. So I'm excited for it. It's going to be very, very interesting. The Bandits are known to get on scoring runs, and they come in bunches. And the other interesting thing, though, that I've noticed when covering their games, look out, Sonny Williams. Oh, here comes Jan. And now Matt gets put into a corner. He's got to find somewhere to go with it. Did they get a timeout?
Yes.
They did. So the Dons now have burned 3 of their timeouts in a span of about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
That could be interesting down the stretch.
And also Carmel has all their timeouts left too. So down the stretch you can see Carmel after a Notre Dame or Carmel bucket calling a timeout to set something up.
And that's going to be critical, amount of timeouts this late in the game. And, it's still a decently close game, 7 points. So timeouts are going to be critical.
Yeah, but I don't think the mass timeout has been used yet, so they do have that in their back pocket, kind of like the 2-minute warning in NFL. But back to the game next week, that res team does not have like a superstar player. Like, the Dons have Bryce Coleman and Sonny Williams. Carmel has Bryce Moore and Asher Jackson. They have like 5 or 6 different players that are consistently putting up 15 points a game, and it's just they spread it around, and they all play really, really well. When we did their games in December, and they did really well at the St. Viator tournament 2 weeks ago or last week, whenever it was. So it should be an exciting game next week. And then the Panthers, their last year in the GCAC, and they've played some good competition as well, but I think the biggest thing that's going to come out of it is that there's, it's going to be limited fans at the game. So the rowdy student sections are not going to be there. So I think it's really going to come down to talent in that game.
Now imagine if Notre Dame had to play Pats today. I'm sure like
our viewership
would be
through the roof.
Yeah, and I'm sure the students,
they would not be pleased.
Yeah, and I feel bad for the students at Res and Regina not being able to show out and support their girls on the court. But so you said, Dan, you said that Resurrection is 11-5.
11-5 coming into their game tomorrow. I'm not sure who they're playing tomorrow, but they are playing tomorrow. Coleman will get shots. Got fouled on his way up by AJ Ajaga, excuse me. So Coleman will get a chance to extend the lead.
These are going to be big free throws here. He needs to sink these. Give the Dons a comfortable lead going in these last 3.5 minutes.
He will make the first one. As we take a look at the scoreboard, Carmel has 4 timeouts and 4 fouls. The Dons have 1 timeout and 5 fouls. So the Dons have, I think they have 1 to give. Is it 1 or 2?
They have 2.
2? Okay.
So
2 to give.
Foul, and then another foul equals the bonus.
Okay. I can never remember if it's 6 or 7.
Sorry, they got 1 foul to give, but the next foul after that is the bonus.
Got it.
I thought I read.
Oh, wow. Asher Jackson with a huge shot. Carmel calls timeout.
Yep.
And a well-timed timeout coming from, maybe a mass timeout.
I'm pretty sure it's a timeout from Carmel.
Yes, timeout Carmel.
But Mac Ross got hit with the screen from, I think it was Bryce Moore or Josh Stewart. I don't know who it was, but Jan wasn't able to pick up on that, which led to an Asher Jackson from downtown three-pointer. That was deep.
So we'll take a quick break. We'll be back in about 25 seconds. come back from our very short break with the Dons leading by 6. A huge three-pointer hit by Asher Jackson. And then a key Carmel timeout. The full court press looked like it was going to go on, but it doesn't look like it's going to anymore. Carmel will head back into man coverage.
Man coverage?
I'm still in football mode. I'm getting ready for the national championship.
Yeah, Notre Dame could take their time right here.
They can, yes.
And this is why we should have the shot clock. It's crazy how teams can have a minute possessions in high school basketball.
How do you feel about shot clock, Caden? We never asked you how you feel about it.
Like about not having one, or you talking
about it in
NBA?
general?
Oh, Mac Ross.
Well, I definitely think for NBA teams who are very skilled and have pro players, they definitely need a shot clock. As
charge! An emphatic call by the ref. Sonny Williams. Put him in the award show. As you were saying, Kate.
I was kind of waiting. I don't know. I'll make it short. Shot clocks, for high schoolers. I feel like it's definitely not necessary.
Wow.
It's
really.
I mean,
you don't think a shot clock should be put in for high schoolers?
I don't know. I just feel like they.
Oh, Sonny, get to the bet.
Oh!
They're not.
Get that away, says Bryce Moore.
Not every player on the court is able to score. So if.
Oh my goodness.
They can hold it longer, stuff like that. I think that's definitely, and it's kind of cool. It changes the game in such a different way because if the pros were doing that, there would be so many more different strategies that everything would have to be factored around. So I just feel like only in the big leagues as
there you go. Jan puts it in. Jan Kutu puts it down, and the Dons now lead by 8. Quick toss down to AJ Ajaga, excuse me. Bryce Moore, the beautiful layup.
Clear out. Take your time here. There's nothing to fourth. 2 minutes, 15 seconds.
And now they can start to play the waiting game.
Yep.
There we go.
And Carmel might have to start their fouling game now. As Ajaga, still getting stuck on that name. Ajaga will foul.
Carmel needs to start putting some pressure on Notre Dame because if they just go man to man, Notre Dame's just going to drain that clock, and Carmel's going to be soon running out of time.
Down 6 with 2 minutes to go are the Corsairs. Sonny Williams with the basketball, getting double teamed. Ross will feed Coleman inside the paint, gets rid of it, and a foul called. And they're going to get Ajaga again, and he'll have to head off. And Coach Ryan's going to leave him on the floor.
No, I think that's his 5th foul, I'm pretty sure.
I think they're checking. So Bryce Coleman to shoot. And it looks like
1-1 for Notre Dame too.
So Jaga's going to check out. That's a key player that wasn't even a starter tonight for the Corsairs.
Yeah, but he's
big man off the bench.
He's been playing some really good minutes.
Absolutely.
Defensively, he's been awesome.
Bryce Coleman looking to put this game on ice for the Dons, leading by 6. He will make his first. With 1:52 left, Coleman trying to make that second one.
Yeah, this is Coleman's second big free throw opportunity. If he sinks this here, once again gives the Dons a comfortable lead.
Coleman will make his second, and now it's an 8-point game.
No fouls. Do not foul.
Bryce Moore got a chance to drive. He will miss. And Kutu now got to get it out of there.
Slow it down, Jan. No rush. No rush.
Moselle will kick out to Mac Ross. And now
they're going to try to foul right here.
They have to now. And they'll get the foul. Kutu will go to the line. Well, we got a quick segment. We want to thank our spectacular crew here tonight, all of our producers, our camera people. You guys are the best. You make us look good. You make the players look good. We can't thank you enough for all the work that you guys do behind the scenes. It's truly magical what these guys are able to do. They know technology better than anybody I've ever met in my life. As Jan will miss his free throw, and Bryce Moore spin cycle.
No, there isn't. Oh.
And shots coming up. A foul goes on Jan Kutu.
He's out of control. I don't know about that call.
Josh Stewart will be checking in for the Corsairs after this first basket, or first shot attempt, rather.
Yeah, a lot of these calls tonight have been pretty controversial. Could have gone either way. So
Agreed. And there's been some no calls, too,
Yeah.
that should have been called on both sides.
This is a tough game to be officiating.
Yeah. These guys have been physical all around. You've had close to...
A lot of chippiness, too.
Yeah, a lot. I think about 30 fouls tonight altogether.
That's a lot for a high school basketball game.
So Moore hits them both. It's now a 6-point game. Ross will get it away. Sonny in trouble. Moving around, playing a little hopscotch. And a jersey tug. That's a foul all day. As Josh Stewart will get called under a minute to go, and Sonny's got a chance to put the Dons up by 8 with 2 completions. He will make the first. The Dons now have been in the bonus as well, as the Corsairs up to 9 fouls. Sonny will get the second, bangs around and falls down. And the Corsairs looking for a little magic here.
This is the guy that would do it for them.
Feeds Nowak. He'll put it down.
Great pass.
Yeah.
Clock is still running. They need a foul, and they'll get it. Sends Sonny to the line, stops the clock with 33 seconds. That puts the Dons in the double bonus.
Yeah, when the Dons are on defense, they got to make sure they watch their fouls. Can't be giving Carmel a 3-point play, and a layup in the paint. So they got to watch their fouls.
And stopping the clock.
Still a 6-point game until Sonny drains it for 7. Do remember that the Carmel Corsairs do have 3 timeouts left, should it be necessary. And some of those Coach Clancy timeouts now looking really smart after the fact, as that one will fall in. Lead is back to 8. Bryce Moore with a desperation 3-pointer missing. On another tug from Josh Stewart.
Sonny's probably going to get 10 points off free throws.
Yeah. Stewart will head off. Caleb Jackson will get back into the game. And Sonny Williams having a spectacular night altogether. Crashing the boards, making his shots from the free throw line, hitting clutch threes. It's been Sonny's night tonight against the Corsairs as he hits another one from the line. and now will look to put the Dons up by 10 in one of their largest margins of victory this season.
You know what? My projection was 46-40. So if Sonny misses his field, if Sonny would have missed a free throw and Carmel would have went down, I would have been.
You would have been a happy man.
I would have been a winner.
Bryce Moore finds Asher Jackson.
Of course, there's the three-pointer.
There it is. There it is. The Corsairs will call timeout. We'll head off with them. 18.7 left as Hank will go and cry. We come back with Hank a little upset. The bet almost paid off. 47-40 with 18 ticks left, and a foul called. Nozelle's all smiles about it.
Yeah.
So they get Caleb Jackson on a foul before the clock even starts. And that smile coming off the face of Connor Moselle just kind of shows how the game is going tonight for the Dons. And Sonny misses from the line. Jan will check back in. McGee's going to head off. And this is a good night for the Dons. They struggled at home in their first game against St. Pat's. They come here against a good Carmel Corsairs team. They struggled in the first half, but as per usual, they turn it around in the second half, and look what they turned out.
No threes.
Caleb Jackson for three. He will miss. Ross will come up with the ball.
Is there a foul? Yeah, there it is.
And there's the foul with 7.9 left. Asher Jackson got called for that one. Ross will go to the line. A reminder that the next game that we will be doing for Notre Dame will be in 2 weeks when the Dons host the St. Viator Lions in a huge rivalry game. That will be January 21st at 7 p.m. And then the very next day, another rivalry game when the Dons welcome in the Eagles of William Howard Taft for an afternoon matinee on January 22nd. Rivalry weekend in 2 weeks here in the Don Dome.
I wouldn't really call that a rivalry.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a neighborhood rivalry.
Neighborhood rivalry. That's what I was going with.
I think Notre Dame will win by more than 25 points.
And that'll do it. The Dons upset the Corsairs. Red hot coming into tonight. And they grab their first home win, 50-40. Over the Corsairs from Mundelein. A spectacular night altogether for the Dons. It started out a little bit rough for them, but then they turned it around and scored 34 points in the second half. It was all theirs from then.
Yep. Wrap things up. What are we now? 5-1 or 4-1?
4-1 in
right?
conference.
4-1. A couple big road wins. Put that St. Pat's loss behind us, as we got a little tougher schedule coming up after Viator and Taft too. So get ready, ND fans, because more of us coming very soon.
It's going to be a fun finish to the season, and conference tournament coming up soon after that. For Caden Frawley, Hank Friedrich, our entire crew here at Notre Dame, a huge thank you. Danny Burke signing off. Have a great night, and go Dons.